that I've chosen to pursue biological sciences has to do with my deep-rooted captivation with life itself. A question that I've often asked myself is quite philosophical. It's the question of how we ought to live. And I found that in pursuing answers to questions pertaining to how biological systems are organized, how we function as beings, I am capable to also veer into the more philosophical domain concerned with odds. I've always been incredibly fascinated with the polymaths of antiquity. Leonardo da Vinci, for example, comes to mind, Aristotle. These are individuals who had broad areas of specialization, so there was breadth in their knowledge. And I also found that my interests weren't necessarily located in perhaps just one area or one discipline specifically. And the type of question that I'm asking, which is how we ought to live, is a question that is multidisciplinary, which required that I would have to draw on multiple diverse domains of knowledge. So the philosophy, psychology, for instance, and the biological sciences as well. And this is a unique combination that I only found at Krea University. Let me give you an example from my major itself. So one of the courses that I did during my time at Krea was the history of biology. Now, something that happens very often in, say, classes at school, especially let's just focus on biology classes, is we have this overriding focus on concepts. So perhaps if photosynthesis is being explained in a biology class in school, you'll understand what photosynthesis is at the end of the day, but you aren't necessarily going to understand how that idea emerged. So in the history of biology, which is a cross-listed course, it's a history course and a biology course, what we do is we place the science in context. We understand that the scientific pursuit is at the end of the day a pursuit of the humanities. The humanities and the sciences collide in order for us to have a broader, overarching understanding of the science in context. And I think that is very powerful. Moving forward, I am thinking of veering into neuroscience, which is quite interesting because when I came to Krea initially, I thought I'd work on questions pertaining to oncology and cancer. And it's this gradual shift was made possible by the breadth of study that was afforded to me at this university. So right now, I am quite convicted in neuroscience. I feel like it brings my interests, my diverse interests in psychology, philosophy, biology, and literature. And it's perhaps the point at which all of these fields had their confluence. And I would have only been able to perhaps notice this or come to this realization because of the incredibly unique way in which the courses are structured here at Krea. It's interesting what can occur if you are open. So if you're open to new possibilities and you allow yourself to explore. And Krea has just been the perfect place for exploration because, and this is something my mentor told me when I came into Krea. So he asked me the question of what I wanted to or intended to major in. And then I almost immediately on reflex responded saying biology. And he said, you know what, maybe you should defer that. Be open, consider additional possibilities, and that is something that you can do here at this university, which elsewhere is a virtual impossibility. So that's something that truly makes Krea special. I've been able to, in certain courses, also integrate the arts, so things such as theatre with science and history in an idiosyncratic course that is available at Krea University called Science, History and Theatre. And I would say just perhaps be open, be curious, and possibilities are endless. I am presently working on my capstone thesis, which is yet again one of the other unique allowances of an education at Krea University. And my research is on the neural basis of human moral behavior, which yet again speaks, is a testament to the fact that at Krea you are allowed to explore diverse areas, because when you're studying human morality, that's a sociological problem, it's a philosophical problem, it's a psychological problem. And given my capstone's emphasis on the neural basis of moral behavior, it's also become a biological problem. So I would say that in various other universities, I can't necessarily speak much because I haven't experienced what it's like to be anywhere else, but there could be a drive or a compulsion to stay well within the bounds of your discipline. So if you have to write a thesis on biology, you might have to work primarily with biological systems without any thought spared to the overarching context within which it functions. But at Krea, you can actually veer beyond just the concept in order to understand the concept in context. And yet again, I think in our world that's becoming increasingly complex, where generalists are perhaps more poised to succeed than specialists, it's necessary to have this broader understanding of what we're doing.